Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We'll start with our prayers because we are already late today, so directly prayers. Recap you can do later. We are in the 9th chapter of first canto, so we finished a lot of topics which you can revise later. If I would have time, I would have repeated everything what we did, but we are just running out of time, so I'll start with from wherever we have stopped. Last class was about Kunti Maharani prayers and Parikshit getting saved. We did Parikshit getting saved before and then Kunti Maharani's prayers, how Parikshit got saved, how Uttara came for rescue to Krishna directly and all. Today's class is about 9th chapter, which is Bhishma Dev, passing away of Bhishma Dev. Beautiful chapter. Passing away of Bhishma Dev happens before Lord Krishna or in presence of Lord Krishna. Bhishma Dev has this Ichamrityu, the boon of leaving the body at the time when he wants. So Ichamrityu it's called. So how did this happen is we can understand slowly. We all know how Bhishma Dev was on the bed of arrows. So he's lying on the bed of the arrows. War is done. Pandavas won the battle. Shuta Goswami explains to the Shaunakadi rishis in Naimisharanya. Yudhishthira Maharaj not happy really. After getting the kingdom, he was not at all happy. Being afraid of having killed so many subjects on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthira Maharaj went to this scene of massacre, and then Bhishma Dev is lying on the bed of the arrows and about to pass away. It's hard. It's hard to see. That scene itself is very hard to see. At that time, all his brothers followed him. He did not go alone. He went with all his brothers. And Bhishma Dev had a wish. No emails, no text messages. But Bhishma Dev had a wish always to see all these Pandavas in this position of the righteous kings. So they all went like kings. They all went like princes, kings, like opulently. Their dressing was like king, like their mood and their dressing did not match. Their mood was all about, they were disheartened. They were feeling very sad that Bhishma Dev is going to leave them. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was too sad because he was thinking that he is the cause of all this loss of life. So they went to Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev at that time saw these all brothers nicely, opulently dressed, very kingly attire, big crowns, big nice jewelry, nice pattu dhotis and everything. They were very beautiful. They were very beautiful. And along with them, Krishna was there. Krishna and Arjuna arrived on the same chariot. Of course, Krishna's beauty is undescribable. Yellow dhoti, pitambar, his garland, his kaustubhamani, everything so beautiful. So everybody arrived to the place of where Bhishma Dev was leaving the body. Then Bhishma Dev starts glorifying everybody. Seeing Bhishma Dev lying on the ground, it looked like a demigod has fallen from the sky. So, as soon as they saw Bhishma Dev, all the 5 brothers bowed down to Bhishma Dev. Just to see the most eligible, qualified and chief of the descendants, Bharata kingdom he belonged to, right? So Bhishma Dev was lying on this bed and he was most qualified person, chief of all the descendants. He is known as Bhishma Pitama, great grandsire. Not just the Pandavas, not just the Krishna, but everybody came to look at him. Many brahmanas, many sages, everybody came. whoever have the quality of this goodness and pure goodness. You were speaking about the three modes, right? So goodness and pure goodness, everybody was there. All the sages were there, many named in Srimad Bhagavatam: Parvata Muni, Narada Muni, Dhaumya, Vyasa, Asita, Devala, Bharadwaja, Parashuram, Vashishta, Gautama Muni, Atri Muni, Atri Rishi. All these people were already present there, because it's an glorious moment to see such a wonderful soul leaving the body in presence of Krishna, choosing the time which is very auspicious. Many other people were there. Even Shukadeva Goswami was there. Shukadeva Goswami was there, seeing this pastime of glorious pastime of Bhishma Deva leaving the body. Lot of names mentioned. You can go through when you read Angira, Angirasa. Many disciples of those, not only just the leads, but their disciples also was there. Bhishma Deva was
Mataji, yes. Shukadev Goswami and Suta Goswami same? Suta?
No. Shukadev Goswami is the one who has told Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Shukadev Goswami is the son of Vyasadeva. Suta Goswami is a great sage who heard the whole Bhagavatam 7 days and 7 nights, along with very great eminent personalities including Narada, Vyasa. He heard that Srimad Bhagavatam. And then when he was traveling to Naimisharanya, there were a lot of pure sages who was performing the sacrifices and yajnas for the coming Kali Yuga. So when they knew that Suta Goswami is coming in their area, so that particular sages had a leader. I explained you this, maybe you forgot it, but Shaunaka is the leader of those ladies. So Shaunaka Adi Rishis, it is called. Shaunaka Adi Rishis of Naimisharanya are asking questions to Suta Goswami, because they were all not present where Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So Suta Goswami is telling about whole Bhagavatam importance and important subject matters to Shaunakadi Rishis in Naimisharanya. So Bhishma Dev was Vasu, we know, right? 8 Vasus are there, and one of the Vasus is Bhishma Dev, and he's best among the 8 Vasus. Krishna has a beautiful name. Krishna has many beautiful names. Out of that, one of the beautiful names is Vasumana. Vasumana means one who is always meditating on Vasu. And then who is this Vasu? Is Bhishma Dev. So Krishna is so dear to Bhishma Dev, and Bhishma Dev is so dear to Krishna that he thinks about Bhishma Dev. It is nowhere it is said that Arjuna Mana or Rukmini Mana or Radha Mana kind of thing is not used, but that kind of name is not given specifically addressing one devotee. Yeah, Radha Vallabha, Gopi Vallabha, yes, but not with the devotee. So Bhishma Dev is Vasu, and Krishna's name is, one of the names is Vasumana. They are very close to each other. They are very close to each other. As soon as Bhishma Dev sees these all people coming, especially the Pandavas after the war, he welcomes them. He welcomes them. He receives them so nicely from the deathbed, arrow bed only. He receives, and then he starts talking to them. See, we all have Paramatma. Krishna has Paramatma inside us. Bhagavad Gita says, Sriti Sannivishto. There is a beautiful verse which speaks about, in everybody's heart I am seated as Paramatma. So in the heart of Bhishma Dev also Krishna is sitting, in the heart of Pandavas also is sitting. He is inside sitting, and he is staying outside also here. Kunti Devi was praying, right? Glorifying Krishna, saying that you are present inside also, you are present outside also. That was live performance going on there. Everybody's heart had Paramatma, Krishna in the form of Paramatma, and Krishna was there before them also. The sons of Pandu were very quiet. They couldn't talk anything before Bhishma Dev as soon as they came. After they bowed down, they sat very silently near Bhishma Dev's arrow bed, seeing their great-grandfather Bhishma Dev. By looking at them, Bhishma Dev's eyes rolled with tears, overwhelmed with happiness and ecstasy that finally these people got their right. Though he was fighting for Dhritarashtra, fighting for Duryodhana, his heart always wanted Dharma to win. Vishnudev starts speaking to Pandavas, saying that you, all good souls, had to go through terrible sufferings and terrible injustices. He addresses very nicely. You good souls, he says. You did not deserve to remain alive under those terrible conditions or tribulations. Yet you are protected by three things: Brahmanas, God and religion. This particular verse is mentioned in text 12, Mataji, of Srimad Bhagavatam 9th chapter, 1st canto. It says, right, Vipra, Dharma, Achyuta, Ashraya. You took the shelter of Vipra, Dharma and Achyuta. Vipra is Brahmanas, Achyuta is Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and Dharma is the religious principles. The reason why you are out of this all sufferings, or you went through sufferings but still you survived after all these things, is because you took the shelter or ashraya of Vipra, Dharma, Achyuta. The word itself is a complex word with different words in it. Vipra, Dharma, Achyuta, Ashraya. Shelter of Brahmana, Krishna and religious principles. So we should never leave these three things. We should never leave these three things. Always, always. Anything auspicious, anything inauspicious happens in the house, we call a brahmana, we call a pujari to perform the sanskaras, good, bad, anything, because they have the power and potency with their knowledge and bhakti to clear everything, to get all auspiciousness in the house. So Bhishmadev was saying, these all tribulations are not normal tribulations what you went through. With these tribulations nobody would have survived. The reason why you survived is because you took the shelter of all these three things. Yes, they took the shelter of Krishna. Yes, they took the shelter of religious principles. They never deviated their religious principles. And Vipra, Brahmanas, they always respected Brahmanas. Then he speaks about Mother Kunti, my daughter-in-law, Kunti. As a young wife, she lost her husband. She became a widow and she was left with a lot of children. All were not her children also. Hers were only 3. And then she took care of the other 2 of Madhuri also. Madhuri did her sati. Madhuri, according to the Vedic ritualistic system, she took sati. She took the fire. She went into the fire along with her husband, because she was very sure that her 2 sons will be equally protected or more than equally protected by Kunti Devi than her own kids. And then Bhishmadev says, and I think, in my opinion, this is all happening because of the inevitable time. Time is the one under whose control everyone in every planet is carried away. And a nice analogy is given. This analogy is mentioned in verse number 14. The analogy is how a person acts under the control of time is just like the clouds carry the wind. Clouds carry the wind. We don't even realize the clouds are carrying the wind. We think that wind is carrying the clouds. We think that, okay, there is something moving, but how it is moving we don't think much. But there is a wind, there is a air, there is a wind which is carrying those clouds from one place to one place. It's unnoticeable clearly unless we see. We see yes, clouds are there, that's it. how the clouds are moving. If we observe, we can see how nicely they are moving from one place to other place. So in that way, this inevitable time, how it takes the control over everything, and how our activities and the results of activities moved with time, is analogically given in this way. So Bhishmadev is not blaming anybody. Bhishmadev is not saying it is your karma. Bhishmadev is not saying anything, but Bhishmadev says that this is because of the influence of the inevitable time. How wonderful is the influence of inevitable time! It is irreversible. Otherwise, how can there be reverses to Pandavas who are always with Krishna? Pandavas are always with Krishna. Pandavas are all religious people. Pandavas are like Bhima, such a great fighter. Yudhishthir Maharaj, who is religion personified personality, Yamadharmaraj's gifted son, and Bhima is great fighter. Arjuna, like great bowman, is not even available on the earth anybody else. And direct the well-wisher of them is Lord Krishna. But still they had seen the reverses. So how you understand is, Bhishmadev addresses Yudhishthira Maharaj as king. O king, no one can know the plan of Lord Krishna. Why he is saying this all things to Yudhishthira Maharaj? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj is the most grief-stricken person, who is overburdened by this feeling of, because of him, because of he to become the king, these all things happen. So he is explaining. Adverse things happen, and then adverse things go, and then you are positioned somewhere. Everything has to be taken as the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, and you have to act. You can't simply sit quiet. He addresses him as the most best amongst the descendants of Bharata. Before, the same context is used by Sutta Goswami to address Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev is also descendant of Bharata. So now Bhishmadev is addressing clearly that, oh, best among the descendants of Bharata dynasty, means Yudhishthira Maharaj, I think that this is all within the plan of Lord. So what we have to do is accepting the inconceivable plan. We might not understand. Arjuna did not understand why I have to kill all these people. These people are not even, I should not even give them a verbal fight. Instead I am killing them. They are puja arha, means they deserve my worship. Puja arha. They are my worshipable lords, my teacher and my great grandfather and everybody. But what am I doing here? I am killing. Why I am doing like this? So accepting the inconceivable. Inconceivable means that which we cannot understand, that which cannot be conceived by our material limited capacity of the senses. Accepting the plan of the Lord, inconceivable plan of the Lord, we must follow it. Lakshmana was there, right, Mataji? Lakshmana didn't want to leave Sita in the forest when Rama said that go and leave her in the forest, but he followed. He followed. Faith in the instruction of his brother, who is Supreme Lord, faith in the instruction of his brother, who was looking for everybody's welfare. Lakshmana, I mean, why me? Please don't give me this job. For if I don't do this job, I know I will be disrespecting you, so kill me. I'm ready to get killed, but not ready to leave Sita in the forest at the stage when she was pregnant. But we have to follow. And so now, you being appointed as the king by the will of the time and the Supreme Lord, it's your duty and responsibility to take care of the citizens, to take care of the subjects who are now helpless, who are now like kind of more orphans after their people getting killed. They are like, they take the shelter of the king now, and you are the king. Then he explains all these things to Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas. Then he comes to our dear Sri Krishna. So in the Bhishma Stuti, most of the part is glorifying of Krishna. This is happening at the almost close to the death time of Bhishma Dev. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevara. Yes, Marat means that's the verse which speaks in Bhagavad Gita about at the time of the death whom you remember. If you remember Krishna, you'll go back to Krishna. And Bhishma Dev was already doing that in every second of his life. But at the end also, as he had this Ichamrityu feature, he wished to pass away from this material world during an auspicious time while looking at Krishna. And his wish got fulfilled because he's a pure devotee. Then he explains about who is Krishna to these Pandavas, because they are thinking that they're not thinking, but they have a little understanding and conception before the war onwards as Krishna to be their friend and all the relationships. But Bhishma Dev says this Sri Krishna is no other than inconceivable original personality of the Godhead. No wonder if you are not able to conceive this fact, but he is the Supreme Lord. He is called Adi Narayana. Adi Narayana means most primeval. Most primeval means the cause of this Narayana is also Krishna. He is the supreme enjoyer. Bhagavad Gita says Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the beneficiary. He is the only enjoyer. But he is moving amongst us all like us as a descendant of King Vrishni, and he is bewildering us with his energy, self-created energy. Why he is saying this? First is he is glorifying Krishna. Second is he is consoling all the Pandavas that whatever you have done on the orders of Krishna, who is none other than Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and whatever you have done to please Krishna is the best. Then he talks to, same continuation, he talks to Yudhishthira Maharaj saying that Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, Kapila Deva, all these people confidentially, very confidentially know about the glories of the Supreme Lord. They know it. He is saying, don't be unaware of this fact. That personality whom out of your ignorance you thought he is your maternal cousin, he is your dear friend, he is your well-wisher, he is your counselor, he is your messenger, etc., etc., is none other than the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. He is giving Krishna's knowledge to Pandavas so that they can come out of their grief. At the same time, when he is glorifying Krishna, his heart feels so happy. Not only just seeing the Lord, but Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right, the one who directly serves me, the person who speaks about me to others and gives my knowledge to others is more dear to me than the person who directly serves me. Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter. So here Bhishma Dev is doing that only. He is passing on the Krishna's supreme nature, supreme transcendental nature, and the potency of Krishna being Bhagavan to Pandavas. He is present in everybody's heart, he is saying. So Arjuna, if has been ready for the war, or Yudhishthira has been ready for the war, or Arjuna killed the people, or Pandavas killed the Kauravas, or whatever has happened with the full permission of Krishna, who is sitting in everybody's heart as Paramatma. Therefore, whatever he does is free from the material tinge. Adhyatmika, we say, right? Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, different kinds, right? He is out of it. Iha and Para. So he is doing like above these three also. Para. He is equally kind to everybody. He has just graciously come here before me while I am ending my life, because I am a very, very unflinching servitor of him. Bhishma Dev says, I am servant of Lord Krishna. When Krishna comes, he goes down to Bhishma Dev in his position. He is the grandfather. But internally, Bhishma Dev goes down to Krishna, knowing he is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. And how this supreme personality of the Godhead appears in the heart, actually in the mind of the devotees, also Bhishma Dev explains to the Pandavas. He says, which is also a lesson for her, take home lesson. He says that Krishna appears in the mind of the devotees. How? By attentive chanting of the holy name. He releases the devotee from the bondage of fruitive activities at the time he quits the material body. How? By chanting the holy name of the Lord. Yuga Dharma. That was the words, right? When Bhishma Dev passing away, Dwapar Yuga ending, Kali Yuga coming. So always think about Krishna. Bhagavad Gita says, Man mana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame veshes. Always think about Krishna. Always surrender to Krishna. Always offer obeisances to Krishna. Then obviously your mind is occupied by me and you will come back to me. So when you continuously chant the holy name of the Lord, automatically that Lord comes into your mind and makes you think about him more focusedly, so that you can go back to him. And Vishnu, they wanted to see Lord Krishna in the Narayana form. Every devotee has their own wish. Hanuman wanted to see Supreme Personality for Godhead only in the Rama form. He never wanted to accept Krishna form. He said that yes, you are Supreme Lord, but my Supreme Lord is Rama. So where do you want to go? Eternal Goloka? No, I want to go to Ayodhya and serve Rama there again. I know he is none other than you, but I want to go to the Rama Loka, Ayodhya. Then he describes that 400 form of Lord Vishnu, what he wanted to see, so that Krishna can appear before him in that way. He says, may my Lord, who is the four-handed and who is beautifully decorated with the lotus face, with eyes red as rising sun. He compares Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryaya. Krishna says that I am the taste of the water and I am the light and the heat that comes of prabhasmi, light that comes out of sun and moon. Smiling kindly await me at the moment when I quit my material body. So this is the desire of Bhishma Dev, and he is expressing it to not just Pandavas, not just Krishna, but to everybody he is saying, just to glorify that how merciful is Krishna. Because I had a desire, he came for me, and I will leave the body now in presence of him. He is very merciful. Sudhagara Swami says to the Shaunakadi Rishis, Maharaj Yudhishthira, after hearing this Bhishma Dev speak in this appealing mood, he asked him in the presence of all great saints, rishis and kings and great personalities and Krishna himself, that what are the essential principles of various religious duties. First thing, it's not that he doesn't know. Second thing is, he is becoming the king with an overburden of killing many. So he wants to get a clear instruction from Bhishma Dev how to do this. What are the essential principles of various religious duties? Many people perform different religious duties. What is the essence of performing all the duties? Vedasya sarvai ahameva vedyar. 15.15 Bhagavad Gita says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Before that I was try to remember where Krishna says, so Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvai ahameva vedya vedantakrit vedavid eva chah. Means I am the knower of all Vedas. So what to be understand with all the religious principles put together is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. I am the part and parcel of Krishna, and I have to serve to go back to Krishna. So on the request of Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhishma Dev started speaking. On the inquiry, Bhishma Dev started speaking. So now he has to give the instructions for a king how to rule the kingdom with an equiposed mind. Not taking partiality, not taking bias, not thinking that these are my relatives. We never know in future what is going to come. So how to perform kingly duties according to the religious principles is the inquisitiveness of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Bhishma Dev starts speaking. He first defined few things, like maybe 10 types of solid instructions he gives. First thing he says that he did the classification of castes, and or you can note it down if you want. He does the classification of castes and orders of life. Caste system we call, right? And different varna ashrama classification is done by him. He explains the varnashrama classification given in the Sanatana Dharma. So in that explanation, it's not by birth. Many people are upset with Krishna that Krishna did this caste system. The caste system or the varnashrama system was not meant to make anybody Shudra, not meant to make anybody Brahmana, but it is to maintain the system in the existence, that whoever have inclination towards those things are grouped into one. Some people, how much ever money you give them, how much ever opulence you give them, how much ever kingdom they give them, how much ever whatever is you give them, they won't feel happy. They will feel happy only in the Shastra. Brahmana classmen, they don't even accept, oh Brahmana, what do you want? And he says, I don't want anything, I'm happy, I'm good. I'm still looking for Krishna's knowledge. These material things won't attract me. One of the pujari in our temple, when I served before Ugadi, I told to the pujari that, oh, Subalkeshwar Prabhu, his name is Subalkeshwar, he won't mind me saying in the class, but Subalkeshwar Prabhu, please come to the Ugadi program. We are doing it in the community hall here itself. After your seva finishes, please come. There will be a lot of food like puran poli, pulihora, vada, kobra pachadi, and daddojanam, and always saying the list. And then he said only one thing, mujhe aap prasad ka alluration mat dijiye. I mean, he said, like, don't allure me with prasad, because it doesn't matter for me. So prasad ka aap mujhe lalach mat dijiye. So he is not attracted. Whatever it is, he will accept it as Krishna prasadam. He doesn't have the greediness for prasadam. Don't allure me with prasadam. So they are detached. They will eat, but they are detached. And what they will eat, they make sure that it is prasadam, nothing else. Even if it is prasadam, you give them ganji, that is also okay for them. Ganji we call, right? Starch water, they are okay, but it has to be offered to Krishna. Only thing is for them like that. So Bhishma Dev first defined all this classification of varna and ashrama systematically, and then he described that, very important point, in two-fold divisions. He described the counteraction by detachment and interaction by attachment. Counteraction by detachment, that which is not favorable to Krishna or Krishna's service, we reject those, we get detached from those, and we get interactively included, or through interaction we feel attachment towards the things which make us go closer to Krishna. Counteraction by detachment, interaction by attachment, that is mentioned in 26th verse. You can note down these important verses. When you go through, you can read the purport and understand in more detail what are these terminology means. This is explained in 9.26, 1.9.26. Then he told that by divisioning acts of charity, how the king should follow, what is the process for the kings for salvation, and then he described about the duties of the woman also, duties of the devotees also. Briefly and also extensively he explained both of them. Then he described about the occupational duties of different orders and statuses of life. Like brahmachari might not have the same duty as grihastha might not have the same duty as vanaprastha might not have the same duty of sannyasi, or any one of them in any way have no common, like everybody has their own prescribed duties. Keeping Krishna in the center. Arjuna was a kshatriya. Arjuna has to keep the Krishna in center, and he has to fight. He said that I want to keep the Krishna in center, you, O Vasudeva, but I want to go to forest and beg alms, which is a wrong understanding. Your nature is not like that. You are kshatriya. You have to fight. While Bhishma Dev was explaining about these occupational duties, the sun's course of time goes to the northern hemisphere. Uttarayana we call, right? That's told to be the very, very, very auspicious time. This time is described by the mystics as most auspicious time, and they all want to leave at that particular time. They do lot of tapasya for that, so that they get the power to leave the body. Nobody is there whom they can hire and say that kill me at this time, and that kind of killing won't take them to the moksha or mukti or whatever it is. So they built this piety with which they can leave the body at that particular time in this way, etc. Therefore, the man who spoke different subject matters with thousands of meanings, and who fought maybe thousands of battles and protected thousands of men, stopped speaking. I mean, Bhishma Dev glorification. He did so many things, right? Now he fell silent. He stopped speaking. And being completely free from the bondage, he has this much of knowledge, and he shared this knowledge just before leaving his body also. Completely free from any kind of bondage. His attachment, what he has to for his Pandavas, he left it with these instructions. He didn't have attachment towards Pandavas while leaving the body, because he knew that Krishna is there with them. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna is going to take care of them. And whom he has before his eyes is Krishna, who is known as the giver of the mukti, giver of the liberation, mystic of the most mystics. Then he withdrew his mind from everything else and fixed upon two wide eyes on the original personality of the Godhead. Krishna was seated, Krishna was standing before him. And how beautifully Bhishma Dev glorifies Krishna's beauty is still mentioned. Sri Krishna, who stood before him, four-handed form, dressed in yellow garments that glittered and shined. Looking at Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna, Bhishma Dev at once gets freed from all kind of material inauspiciousness. Does before that he was not completely cleared, Mataji? Yes, he was cleared, but there are some impressions on the chitta which are also just cleaned out, wiped out by the darshan of Krishna in the Narayana form, which was the Ishta Daiva form of Bhishma Dev. And he was relieved from all the body pains immediately. Before that, the arrows were poking him. The body was paining when the blood is coming in. He's tolerant, but it's not that he has transcended the pain or Krishna took his pain before. By his pure meditation, Lord Krishna made him relieve all the, not only just material contamination, but the body pains also, physical pains caused because of the arrows which wounded him. Thus all the external activities of his senses at once stopped. His eyes stopped seeing anything material, his ears stopped hearing anything material. So what he was seeing is only and only Krishna before him. And he starts speaking such beautiful verses, Mataji, very beautiful verses, very poetic verses, because before him now only Krishna is there. Krishna's smile is there, Krishna's glance is there, Krishna's feeling is there, Krishna's face is there, Krishna is there. So he starts glorifying now exclusively Krishna. Before he was glorifying Krishna with the Pandavas, because Pandavas have to get confident that Supreme Personality of the Godhead is there with you. Don't worry, he is supreme. But now he is doing it for himself. Bhishma Dev says, let me now invest. We do investment plans, right? We put the money here, we put the money there. So let me invest. What Bhishma Dev wants to invest is thought process, his thinking, feeling and willing. Very important verse number 32. You can note it down. Bhishma Dev says, let me now invest my thinking, feeling and willing. All the three have to be surrendered. So Bhishma Dev is saying that I am investing these three things which were so long engaged in different subject matters, including the occupational duties. He was following his occupational duties. That's why he was fighting for Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. So these senses were involved in all other things. Now I want to invest these senses in all powerful Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who is always self-satisfied, but sometimes being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys the transcendental pleasure by descending to this material world. Oh Mataji, he is Sachidananda. What was his need to come here? Transcendental loving exchanges. He wants to give happiness by seeing them, and he wants to feel happiness by looking at them coming in this material body. Although from him only the whole material world is created, emanated from him, but he comes into the material world. That's why Bharata Bhumi is very, 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 very pious. The God himself came there. Many Prabhupada disciples, Prabhupada, Vrindavan, that's it, Vrindavan, 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 Vrindavan. We want to leave the body in the dust where Krishna played. We want to get everything cleaned and purified, wherein Kaliya snake's poison was taken out by Krishna. Everything they released. So, see, Krishna is the intimate friend of Arjuna. Yes, he has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body. His complexion resembles bluish color of tamal tree. His body attracts everyone in the 3 planetary system. Out of the 6 opulences, one is beauty. Upper, middle and lower, all the planetary system, everybody will get attracted towards him. Bhishmadev is saying, may his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face covered with the paintings of sandalwood pulp be the object of my attraction, and may I not desire anything fruitive results out of it. May I not desire fruitive results. Just his beauty is enough for me. He is so beautiful. He is describing the face, he is describing the paintings done with chandan, he is describing the aura and glow in the face of Krishna. Madana Mohana. He is attracted by even the Cupid. Cupid is the personification of beauty, and he is attracted by seeing Krishna. Bhishmadev remembers, like when he was fighting for you in the battlefield, on the chariot, before you he was standing on the battlefield. Bhishmadev is remembering these all things. On the battlefield where Sri Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, the flowing hair of Lord Krishna turned ashen due to dust risen by the hoofs of the horses. He is relishing the beauty of Krishna. His curly black hair was dusted with the dust that is coming from the Kurukshetra battlefield by the hoofs of the horses which were ridden. And he is not saying that Krishna is looking messy. He is saying Krishna is looking most beautiful in that form of where hair is dusted. And because of his labor, means he was chariot driving. It's not an easy job. We wash the dishes, we say we are tired. He is driving the chariot. Because his labor, beads of his sweat rattled his face. Means he is not tired, he is sweating. Means he is doing some labor job, he is working. So Krishna is sweating, Mataji. Krishna is Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Of course he is Supreme Personality of the Godhead, but he came as a human being for his devotees. Obviously he will display some features because he was there. He was there continuously working for Arjuna. All these decorations intensified by the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His hair is dusty, he is sweating, and then the arrows that caused wounds because of me sending them. He did not want to shoot arrows at Krishna, but he was shooting arrows at Arjuna, but Krishna was in between. Let my mind, this is all about the mind. Bhishmadev is training the mind to go to that side where Krishna is so and so, Krishna is so and so, Krishna is so and so, Krishna is so and so. There is a famous painting wherein Krishna is lifting the chariot wheel in his fingers and he is going in his hand and he is going rushing towards the Bhishmadev, and Bhishmadev is standing on his chariot with his 2 hands open like welcoming Krishna. Bhishmadev was so happy that he made Krishna to break his vow of not taking up any weapons for anybody. He was about to throw the wheel, chakra, at Bhishmadev, because Bhishmadev was not stopping at all. Not at all stopping, shooting the arrows at Arjuna. Not stopping at all. And Krishna wanted to protect, definitely wanted to protect. In obedience to the command of his friend, this Supreme Lord Sri Krishna entered the arena of the battle of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana, and while there he shortened the lifespans of the opposite party by his merciful glance. Acharyas embellish, saying that, "Oh Krishna, we know why you said that you didn't want to take the arms, weapons to fight, because you are so beautiful that as just by going into the battlefield with your beauty, half of the men will be killed by looking at your beauty. Your beauty is so beautiful." This was simply done by his looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed on that beautiful Krishna. By looking at whom these soldiers would have just left their prana. Can happen. Did somebody leave? Maybe, we don't know. Before leaving the body, they might have seen Krishna from a long place. They have left before they have left with looking at the beauty of Krishna. Where Arjuna was seemingly polluted by his ignorance, seemingly polluted, the word is not polluted, but seemingly polluted because of the arrangement of Krishna again, by the Yoga Maya, by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, because he says, right, take me to the middle of the battlefield, I want to see, and after seeing, he is filled with ignorance. Krishna has eradicated all that ignorance by delivering him the transcendental knowledge. He is the most knowledgeable person, isn't it? All the 6 opulences Bhishma Dev is relishing, and he is saying, one is beauty he covered, and now he is talking about the knowledge. He is saying that beautiful Lord Sri Krishna, most knowledgeable Lord Sri Krishna, who has cleared the ignorance of Arjuna by giving him the transcendental knowledge. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So Krishna was acting as a teacher who clears the ignorance of a disciple. Light. When there is light, automatically darkness will go. Darkness doesn't have any identity, Mataji. Just closing the light will become dark. There is no specific identity for darkness. There is specific identity for light emanating from the sun and moon. But where does this darkness come from? Darkness doesn't have any identity. Darkness doesn't come from anywhere. Just when the light is shadowed or light is not there, we feel the presence of the darkness. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted like this, you wave the intelligence and knowledge at him. So I want to meditate on the lotus feet of that most knowledgeable personality. So fulfilling my vow. What was Bhishma Dev's vow? I would make Krishna took up the weapons. So fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise. He's sacrificing his promise, right? He could have just glanced, instead of taking the chariot wheel as a arms. He could have glanced at Bhishma Dev, and Bhishma Dev could have stopped whatever he was doing. But just to fulfill my desire of my vow of saying that I will make Krishna take up the weapon, he has sacrificed his own promise of not taking the weapon. When he got down from the chariot, took up the wheel and ran towards me hurriedly, just a lion goes to kill the elephant. He even on his way. He did not care for what is going away. Yes, Mataji, what you say?
When did Lord Krishna promise that, like, when did Bhishma promise that, like, I will make you take up the weapon?
He had a desire. He had a desire, and he speaks to the Duryodhana when he comes under his tent, and Duryodhana talks very, very arrogantly, not very quietly, saying that you are always favorable to them, you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing this, that. Then Bhishma says, and Bhishma gives some secret weapons also to Duryodhana, that you use them to kill the Pandavas. But later again, Krishna says to Arjuna that Duryodhana has promised you something. Go there, you remember the promise when you have saved him from Nishadas or whatever the people who were attacking him, saying that they are my people, you saved them. And Duryodhana says that whenever you want anything from me, I will be ready to give you one time. And those secret weapons, Arjuna goes and says that I want those weapons. And Duryodhana, keeping his word, he gives the weapons, the secret weapons with which Duryodhana would have killed Arjuna. But when Arjuna comes and asks that I want my things, he gave it. So like that, some things are there when it is shady, but he takes vow. He takes that I am going to make Krishna lift the weapon. He wanted to see. Actually, it's not like he did not take this vow to prove Krishna is wrong, but he wanted to see Krishna in this chivalrous mood. It's called CHI, chivalrous, ARLOUS, chivalrous mood. Very, very chivalry, it's called chivalry. So it's a mood which is kind of I want to see my Lord in this way. I want to see my Lord in this position. And when Krishna was coming like that, Vishnudev was so very happy that he put his arms like that Shah Rukh Khan movie, Shah Rukh Khan says, right, you come like the two hands wide open, like that he was saying like that. And then when Krishna comes like that, Arjuna holds the feet of Krishna. No, Krishna. The whole painting depicts like Bhishmadev standing on his chariot with an open arms welcoming Krishna, that okay, come and kill me with the chariot wheel. What else can be more auspicious than this? And the Krishna with the full sweating and full hair and his upper garment fallen down with the chariot wheel running towards Bhishmadev, and from the back side Arjuna holding the feet of Krishna and saying that no, you need not do this, you need not break your promises. Beautiful interaction. And Krishna is Bhishmadev is saying that on the battlefield he charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds created by me. Krishna can't get hurt. Krishna can't feel pain, but Krishna is getting hurt and Krishna is feeling pain for his devotees. And Bhishmadev is feeling that. And Bhishmadev says that my Lord Krishna, I want to surrender to that Krishna who is wounded, who is having blood on his body, armor is broken here and there. And he says, at the moment of death, which he is going through, at the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be Sri Krishna. Only attraction, Sri Krishna, the personality of the Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver. He's looking at Krishna in every mood. I want to focus my mind on Krishna as a chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left. Means he's imagining, whole picturizing that how he was standing, how he was holding the ropes in his left hand, how he was holding the whip in his right hand, how he was so protective and carefully protecting Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original form after the death. Means who has concentrated on this beautiful form of Krishna, definitely they will all go back to Krishna. That's what Bhishmadev is expressing his heart. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Krishna, whose motions, activities and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Vraja, gopis. Krishna just did at one thumka, they are attracted. Krishna did some mischievous thing, they are attracted. Krishna steals butter, they are attracted. Krishna steals clothes, they are attracted. I want to focus on that Krishna who, by doing all these things, still is the attraction of gopis. The damsels imitated the characteristics and movements of Lord after his disappearance after Rasa dance. They were bewildered totally. They were confused. We became like orphans, and they started to not miss Krishna by performing the activities what he has performed. They were enacting all the pastimes what he did. They were holding the tamal trees so nicely hugging, thinking that the color of Krishna and tamal trees is same, so they were hugging tamal trees. Their love for Krishna became more in the mood of separation. At the Rajasuya Yajna performed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, there was a great assembly of all the elite men in the world. There were royal kings, there were learned people, and in that great assembly, Krishna were worshipped by everyone except Shishupal, of course. He was always a demon, but everybody worshipped Lord Krishna. He was given the position of, what is that Telugu word I'm not getting, he was given the position of person who has to be given all the, I'm sorry,
Rajaguru?
No, it's called I'm not getting the Sanskrit word, but the position wherein all the oblations are given to him. So that particular position he is been given, and everybody is worshipping him. I remember that incident and that particular scene of he given that position of Agra Puja. It's called Agra Puja. So he is sitting there on the throne and everybody giving the yajnas, oblations to Lord Krishna. My mind is thinking about that position. How many ways Bhishma Dev is thinking? Like he is driving the chariot, like he is coming with the wheel, he is the most knowledgeable person, clearing the ignorance of Arjuna. He is the one who has steal the heart of gopis. He is the one who has received the Agra Puja. He was looking like a king, elephants in between the elephant, sitting like a lion. It's like that. I can meditate with full concentration upon that one single Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconception of duality in regarding to his presence in everybody's heart. So I have no misconception now. I'm clear. I'm very, very clear that he is the only Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and the Bhagavan realization is the most complete understanding and realization of the Lord. Yes, Paramatma is there in everybody's heart, but it's not the complete realization. Or else Bhishmadev would have said the same Narayana form in his heart is also there as Paramatma. He can meditate on that Paramatma and then leave the body. No, he wanted to see Krishna as in his personal form. That's how I have cleared the misconception. That's why he is here. The sun may be perceived in different way, like sunlight, sun rays, sun's heat, sun globe, but the sun is only one. Its perceptions are many. The way we receive the sun or understand the sun may be different one, but the sun is the only one. Shuta Goswami says, thus Bhishmadev merged himself in the super soul, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, with his mind, with his speech, with his sight, with his actions, then became silent and his breathing stopped. That's how he left the body. Knowing that Bhishmadev has merged into the unlimited eternity of the Supreme Absolute, all present there became silent, like the birds. Whole day they do chirping, sounds. When it is evening, when it is dusk time, they all return to the nest and become quiet. Like that, all these sages, all these kings, all these rishis, all these munis, Narad Muni, Vyasa Muni, Sukadeva Goswami, everybody became silent. All who were present. Okay, Mataji, I think we should end here. We are doing maybe 44. You can remember verse 44. We cannot finish the chapter because it's already 5. Right? We finished. That's okay. Little bit only ending, so we will finish. You joined late, else you would have finished by now.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. So knowing that Bhishmadev has merged into this form, everybody kept silent, and then both men and demigods began to beat their drums, sounded their drums in honor of royal order. Like now, like shooting of guns happen, right? Whenever a person leaves the body, they all stand before him as a gesture of respect, they shoot the arrows in the air. Military people, political leaders, anybody, they should demonstrate the honor and respect towards the soul who has left the body. And then from the sky the flowers fell as showers. I remember one more thing from Srimad Bhagavatam. When Hiranyakashipu was born, there was a rain of blood. They said rakta varsham, rakta varsham, rakta varsham. When Prahlada was born, flowers rain came. So pushpa varsham, pushpa varsham, pushpa varsham. Bad omens and good omens, like that. So when Bhishma Dev left his body, there was rain or the shower of flowers from the sky. So this Shaunaka Rishi is also addressed as descendant of Bhrigu by Shuta Goswami. Shaunaka is a descendant of Bhrigu. So he says, O descendant of Bhrigu, after performing all the funeral rites related to the dead body of Bhishma Dev, they are not saying Bhishma Dev, they are saying dead body of Bhishma Dev. Once the soul leaves the body, it becomes just the dead body of that person. He doesn't become him. He left already. Maharaj Yudhishthira was momentarily overtaken with grief. Then everybody started glorifying Krishna, who was present there by the confidential Vedic hymns, because he's so merciful. He's given the mercy to the Bhishma Dev. So Bhishma Dev obviously went back to Krishna. Then all of them returned to their respective places. They can't just sit there, and because everybody has to do their duties assigned by Krishna. They all returned to their hermitages, returned to their planetary system, keeping Krishna in their heart and Krishna's mercy in their heart. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj at once went to the capital city, Hastinapur, accompanied by Lord Krishna, and then he consoled his aunt and uncle, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra, because they were obviously broken without the sons, 100 sons leaving the body. After this, Yudhishthira Maharaj executed the royal power in the kingdom strictly according to the codes and the royal principles approved by his uncle and confirmed by Lord Krishna. He was taking the guidance from Dhritarashtra, and then he was getting confirmation from Krishna, and then he was ruling the kingdom, Hastinapur. Then later part is Dhritarashtra. Vidura takes Dhritarashtra to pilgrimage. Why are you here? Why are you living in the arms, begging in this with Pandavas? You are living at the big charity of Bhima. Come on, let's go. Because that's the way he would have provoked him to leave this system of Grihastha, take Vanaprastha and go to the forest and then do some self-realization stuff. So we finished 9th chapter, Mataji. We will do 10th chapter next class, whatever we do. Okay, please go through the purports. Purports are very important. Srila Prabhupada has put his life and soul into these purports. Prabhupada, after writing these books, when he used to read these books and purports and translations, Prabhupada was wondering himself that how did I write all these things, and disciples used to ask him, why Swamiji, these are all written by you only, why you are going through them again and again. He says that no, I did not write them. Means he's empowered to write in that way. Krishna inside him, the acharyas, the disciplic succession, his spiritual master, everybody empowered him to write in that way. So he was writing ecstatically. So he was reading again to understand what he has written. So the purports are so important. Bhishma Stuti is like many devotees memorize all the verses of Bhishma Dev, like there are 50 or 49 verses, and they memorize all the verses of Bhishma Stuti because those prayers are so potent. Many different ways acharyas embellishments is explained by different gurus in ISKCON, saying that my mind is a prostitute. Oh Krishna, please get that prostitute back and make that mind chaste so that it can think only about you. Different ways of embellishment of Bhishma's situation, how he was saying to Krishna that you are the only life and soul of me. So it's nice. So please read the purports, understand the purports. If you have any doubts, we can discuss later.